Welcome to Classified Insider, you guys. So everyone basically looks at Kendall Jenner as the only natural or humble one left in that Kardashian-Jenner circle, right? Like compared to her sisters who've had these absolutely insane transformations over the years. I mean, Khloe and Kylie literally don't even look like the same humans anymore. So I was just minding my own business, scrolling through Google for another video, when this Kendall Jenner clip popped up, and oh my god, the vibe shifted immediately.
Which is the fact that I've never had any plastic surgery on my face, nothing. I've never had any work done. I told you the only thing I've done twice, I've done baby Botox in my forehead. I swear to God on everything that I love, I've never had a nose job, okay?
You have a great nose.
Thank you.
Yeah. You're like, thank you, it's fake.
No.
The internet was honestly losing it. They are such liars. The concept of lying with a straight face on a public platform. Why are they still lying about all the work they've gotten done? Kylie also said she didn't have lip fillers for several years. Kendall, honey girl, the lips. They all say, I've tried Botox and didn't like it. Right. I've never had any plastic surgery. Do they know it's okay to just be honest? Me when I lie. She's insufferable. Why do they call it baby Botox? Like, is it not just Botox? I relate to her as a liar. So, we need to talk about Kendall Jenner, you guys. The nose, the eyes, the lips, the cheeks, the forehead, and the coconuts. This part is wild, and we're dissecting every single bit of it. Look, I'm obviously not a cosmetic surgeon, but even a blind fan could tell she's had work done because we've literally been watching her grow up since she was 11 on Keeping Up, haven't we? You guys, her chest has literally grown massively, which is just so weird considering she hasn't put on weight anywhere else on her body or anything like that. Now, Kendall, don't get me wrong, I'm not a fool and I never actually believed she was 100% natural. I mean, let's not forget what family she's a part of. When you compare pictures of Kendall in her early teens to her late teens, let alone her early 20s, she honestly looks extremely different. And this family is literally all about looking perfect, altering your face and body just to fit the current trend, and then monetizing your appearance. Like, was Kendall Jenner's glow up as dramatic as Kylie's? No, but does that mean she hasn't had anything done? Absolutely no. So this was Kendall naturally as a teen, and this was Kendall post glow up. So let's take a closer look at what the heck has happened to her, because this glow up, if you even want to call it that, involved her having her nose refined, aka a surgical nose job, because as you guys can see, the nose she has now is vastly slimmer than the one she was born with. Of course, people say that might be down to her growing up and losing weight. However, in Kendall's case, I totally doubt that. Kendall was always super slim even as a kid and a young teen, so I think it's way more likely that she's actually undergone a subtle nose refinement to thin out that bulbous tip. And then again, it looks like Kendall went through another nose job just to lift the tip. Like, the bridge doesn't really look different, but the tip, especially from the side, looks so similar to her sister Khloe's nose. And we all know for a fact that Khloe had her nose done. When you compare the two of them originally versus how they look now, their noses never looked alike before, and now they literally do. And oh my god, it's literally so obvious that she's also had a brow lift to snatch those brows. I mean, she used to have a pretty heavy brow, which it seems she just inherited from her grandma Mary Jo, Kris Jenner's mom, and like, that's just how genetics work. As you guys can see in these original Kendall photos, her brows sat super low over her eyes, giving her that hooded look. However, a few short years later, in her early 20s, that heavy brow and hooded vibe were totally gone. Her brows now point up at the outer corners, and her lids are now open and totally spacious. And again, losing weight can do this naturally, but with Kendall, she didn't lose weight because she was always tall and slim. And this part is wild. She also injected her lips with filler to even out her top and bottom lip. She always had a pretty pouty bottom lip, but her top lip, especially when she smiled, literally curled up and under, and that unfortunately just doesn't fit the beauty standard today. And as we know, Kardashian-Jenners must fit the beauty standard no matter what they look like naturally. So to get that bigger top lip, you can get a lip lift where a surgeon cuts between your nose and lip and literally pulls it up, or you can just get filler. At the time, I thought Kendall most likely just had lip fillers, but she's done more. So here is post glow up Kendall in 2020, and here is current Kendall. And honestly, I believe Kendall may have finally just opted for the lip lift and be done with it. Like, filler is great and all, but the problem is if you get too much, it puffs your lips out like a duckbill instead of up. I think with Kendall being a professional model who takes her job seriously, she didn't want to risk looking overfilled, so for a while she resorted to seriously overlining her lips. Of course, the internet thought that was hilarious, and poor Kendall was literally roasted on Twitter before eventually deciding to just go ahead and get her top lip lifted. If you compare these two photos, photos of Kendall's natural top lip to the size of her lip now, and yes, I know she's wearing tons of liner in the current pic, you can clearly see where her actual lip ends and the liner keeps going. Her top lip now is simply just much bigger, and yet it doesn't have that telltale overly filled look. To me, it looks like a really well done lip lift. Then we have to look at Kendall's face shape, specifically those cheeks, because listen, Kendall has gone to town on cheek filler, or potentially something even intense like cheek implants. It's actually not that unusual in her world, and honestly, why would she even do that? She's 30, and in her world, 30 is literally considered aging. In Kendall's world, aesthetics and maintaining youth for as long as humanly possible are everything, and high, full cheekbones are used to fake a youthful look. I can see why Kendall may opt to have that done, especially since she's naturally very tall and slim for her modeling career, which is fine, but being that thin can make your face look gaunt, and that is not the look the Kardashian-Jenner tribe subscribes to. It actually makes sense that at this point in her life, Kendall made the decision to get her cheeks filled, but instead of making her look youthful, I dare say the sheer amount of filler has actually made her look older than 30. The heaviness in her cheeks is literally having this terrifying knock-on effect of dragging down her lower eyelids. Honestly, Kendall may have just gone overboard on Botox, which isn't a permanent deal, but it really begs the question, why on earth did she think she needed it? I know people use Botox as a preventative measure to avoid wrinkles, and it seems to work, but then we have to ask why we are so scared of aging. She had Botox injected into her outer brow and eye area to lift the look, and personally, it just feels a little bit sad for Kendall, because being a sister in one of the most famous families in the world means being trapped in a family so obsessed with image and this impossible beauty standard. So yeah, that's it for this video, and I don't know why Kendall Jenner chose to lie in the first place, but the internet is literally paralyzed by this. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video. Subscribe!